No worries.
Oh, yep, here it is.
Good already? Yep.
How you guys doing today?
Good, how are you doing?
Good. You guys drew the short straw today?
Well, your press conferences are the most
Yeah, they just like to hear what you're gonna quote or.
You come with props. So. You're like the sheriff in Florida.
They met recently.
Did you?
You know?
Because it was funny, because my daughter goes to school at Southeastern out
Oh, yeah.
in England.
Yeah,
That's where that sheriff is.
Yeah.
Polk County, yeah.
Yeah, and so his sheriff department patrols that university,
Yeah.
that university. So I said, hey, has your sheriff and Bloomington Police Department?
Yeah,
I told him what he wanted, Chief Hodges does.
yeah.
And he goes, I don't know if they've met. He goes, oh, really? He does exactly what my sheriff does? I'm like, yeah.
They did a couple months.
Yeah, it's not, it ain't level, I can
Yeah,
tell you
a couple of our guys
that.
went down there to work
We got
with
it much
them,
better.
actually.
Oh,
Just
really?
gonna move this one. No, he won't. That's what I didn't wanna move, so I didn't know if you didn't wanna break it. Uh-oh. Yeah, maybe.
They have to invest in something that's a little bit more sturdy.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think we got another one back there someplace.
We
No
looked
matter
at
what,
it.
it's gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a bunch of,
There you go, contract. Nine inch.
hey, question, so the chief just wants to offer like a public service message at the end of the page.
No, we should do, it's just.
You try that clipboard right there.
I don't know if somebody's using it, I guess it's not.
I don't think anybody's using that.
I thought it, you could tell me that. Thank you. Okay.
I think we have adjusted it, but.
Thanks for coming. But before we get started, I'm just giving you guys a heads up that there'll be a couple of videos that we'll play up here. So I'll give him time to pause so he can put the videos up for you, and I'll let you know when that's going to happen. So I got a guinea pig with me today, so we'll see how this goes. All right, a couple of things before we get started here. Make sure obviously, we're sitting here today for Operation Creep. But before I get started, I'm here with Sergeant Smith from Richfield, and they were one of the agencies that assisted with this. If you know of anyone who is being trafficked, or if you are being trafficked, you can Google Pride Family Partnership, or you can call 612-728-2080 to get some resources and hopefully get you out of that situation. So what I'm going to talk about today is starting on November 5th, us along with the BCA, Eden Prairie Police Department, Roseville Police Department, Airport Police Department, and Richfield Police Department conducted Operation Creep, which we were looking for individuals who were trying to purchase sex from a 17-year-old girl. We have the very best detectives here in the city of Bloomington, and I, for the life of me, don't understand why people want to come here and do this, or do it just period anyway, but especially coming here to the city of Bloomington. Everybody worked so hard in this operation, and we arrested 16 people. So I'm calling this Operation Creep because there's a song by Radiohead, and I'm going to go old school here and play it on my phone, and I want people to get this lyrics in their head because every last one of these guys that did this today is a creep. So you know I do car karaoke and I can't sing, so I'm going to butcher this, but we'll be all right. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. This is a song these guys were singing. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Get that song in your head. I'm a creep. That's exactly what every last one of these guys was. So the first guy I'm going to talk about is Emmanuel Lopez, 30 years old. The last shall be first. He was the last one we arrested, and he is from Bloomington. He wanted to have sex with a 17-year-old girl, and he kept talking with our decoy, and he persistently wanted to do this, so he was the last person we arrested when the operation was over. And since he lives in the orange jumpsuit district, he gets an orange jumpsuit. He should know better. You live here, man. Emmanuel, you live here, dude. You're coming here to try to mess with a 17-year-old girl, so we locked him up. Next, Mr. Jacoby Timler. He shows up. He brings 4 grams of meth, and he works for the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. Maybe he'd go to work and figure out how to get that pollution out of his mind, come in here and try to mess with a 17-year-old girl. Next, we got some good ones for you today, and I'm going to butcher these names. I'm just going to say Mr. Urbina. Said he would like a 17-year-old, but then he goes on to say people who like 17-year-olds are weird Fs. Creep, a weirdo. Came here looking for a 17-year-old girl, and he even called himself a weirdo. He is currently has some issues with some federal ICE authorities, so he is locked up. Next, Mr. Daryl Kelly, 2 first names for his name. He was so nervous before he came, he had to relieve himself. Number 2 in the car, and he put it in a plastic bag. Well, if you're that nervous, where you got to do a number 2 in a plastic bag, maybe you shouldn't come here. So we locked him up. Next, Mr. Justin Moulton. He is a technician and he wanted oral sex from a 17-year-old girl. Film production, well, he's getting film production with this orange jumpsuit he got. We locked him up. Next, I'm just going to say a Mr. Borrera. He is a healthcare software development person. He said he shouldn't come because 17 years old is too young, but he decided to show up anyway. Well, if he makes these type of decisions, I hope he's designing our healthcare software a little bit better than the judgment he used when he showed up today. Next, Mr. Flores showed up wanting a 17-year-old girl. He is also currently, I believe, he has some issues with some federal authorities that he had to deal with. Next, young man, I'm just going to say Mr. Ocean No. He showed up wanting a 17-year-old girl, so we locked him up too. Next, Gormandi, I think that's how, dude, I can't say it. Gormandi. He has been convicted twice of trying to solicit a prostitute. He showed up wanting a 17-year-old girl, and he asked her for nude photos. He does HAVC work. I would not have this dude anywhere near my house if he's going to come do some work for you and your HAV system is down, if he's wanting to mess with people's 17-year-old girls. Look at this dude's picture. He shows up to your crib trying to do some HAVC work. I call somebody else. Next, Mr. Barry. He took an Uber to the scene, and he kept asking the 17-year-old girl to send her what size her breasts are. Well, the only thing he's going to need to know what the size is the Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches in the jail that he's got because we locked him up. Next, Mr. Irvin Van Marshaw. I'm going to show this video here. I'm going to let you guys get ready for this video. So Mr. Marshaw decided that he told our decoys that he was going to show up with a gun in his hand. So we decided that we were going to de-escalate that situation as fast as possible. So we'll roll this video here. There he is, you can see. Yep, he got took down. Brian Flores, you need to call one of these police officers here. That was a textbook tackle de-escalation here. He brought coke, and he is a convicted felon for possession of an illegal firearm and fleet police. Do not come to Bloomington telling us you're going to bring a gun in your hand to an operation to meet a 17-year-old girl. We're going to lock you up. Next, Mr. Cargabo, I think. He wanted the 17-year-old decoy to suck his male parts, all of them. I'll just leave it at that. When the decoy told him he was 17, he said, "That's cool." Well, you know, certain school districts have bus drivers that drive transit buses that take kids to school. He's a Met Transit bus driver. So if your kid is riding the bus to school, make sure that this dude is not the driver, because that could be some issues for you. Next, Nicholas. I can't say his last name. We're going to show this other video here. I want to show you the drone footage of Nicholas when he shows up to the hotel here. You can see him in his vehicle getting out, crossbody bag on. Mind you, this is the middle of the day, and he's coming to meet a 17-year-old girl. And he has no idea that he's on drone footage. Well, here's some other things about Nicholas. He showed up with coke, meth, and he showed up with 8 firearms. He shows up with this hand cannon here. Again, he's going to meet a 17-year-old girl. And he shows up with this rifle here. And he shows up, of course, with the drugs. And look at these needles. He's coming to meet a 17-year-old girl, right? So we locked him up. Next, Mr. Heron. He works as at the Historical Society in Brown County. And I think if he would have studied history, he would have realized you don't come to Bloomington looking for a 17-year-old girl because everybody does that. We lock up. So maybe he can write this in his scribe, what story he happened when he came to Bloomington. Next. And before I get, well, I'm going to come back to, I'm going to do him last. Next, Mr. Baraz. He's a construction worker. Maybe he needs how to fix his desire so he doesn't come here looking for a 17-year-old girl. Next, this one shames. This is a tragedy in many respects, but people at the Department of Homeland Security, I know there are great people there that come to work every single day and do their jobs and do it admirably. Unfortunately, Mr. recently married back here is not one of those people. He works for ICE, and he is an auditor for them, a civilian employee. When he was arrested, he said, "I'm ICE boys." Well, you know, unfortunately for him, we locked him up, we put him in our jail. He got reappropriated to our jail, and my understanding is he helped send people to send federal authorities. I think he's going to see some federal authorities because I think the feds are going to take this case. So I'm going to close on this and I'll take questions. The tactics that these people are using on these apps continue to change. A lot of these platforms are getting sophisticated, which is making these operations more and more difficult to do. And that's why I say we got the best detectives out there because they continue to adapt to this. But we need to make sure that we pass some laws that make it so these companies can't continue to have these people on their platforms and then make it that much more difficult for us to get on there. You've seen these videos. There's not a single one of these guys. It's the middle of the day that would not have had sex with a 17-year-old girl had they been given an opportunity. So with that, I'll take any questions you may have.
Chief, has anybody been charged yet?
I think they should be working on that right now.
But you don't know for sure yet? Charges have been submitted on all of them. 4 or 5 have been charged.
Is this the same operation that Justin Eichhorn was caught in?
It was a similar one. Yep.
So he's trying to make the argument that he was singled out and charged much higher than other people.
Mhm.
What's your reaction to that?
It's a free country. Everybody has a right to make an argument in court. And some people, I get it. That's why you got straws so you can grasp at them.
How many of these types of operations have you done?
Oof, a bunch.
Several
Yeah.
every year? Couple
Yeah,
every year?
no, we do a couple a year.
And
Yep.
has the numbers of people that try to follow through with it decreased in any meaningful way, or is it kind of consistent? What have you seen as far as
I think we've started to see a little bit of a decrease here, especially here in Bloomington. But when we partner with other agencies, you're seeing an uptick because people aren't used to people running operations in those areas. So people kind of know not to come here in Bloomington and do this. But that's why our location was on our border this time when we did it, because people don't want to come and be one of these guys on TV here.
Did you use that a single decoy officer posing as a single 17-year-old girl, or were there multiple fictional teams involved?
We did a couple of different ones.
All 17?
All 17, yep.
How long were you working on this to get all these guys to come in at one shot?
I think it was 3 days for this operation.
And then to Brown County, have others come long distances this go around, or were they mostly within the Twin Cities?
Most people were within the Twin Cities, yes. And, you know, yeah, it's just, I don't understand why these people do this, but
Aside from the stings, what
Yeah, we're still seeing human trafficking. And again, okay, so I'm going to explain this a little bit in detail here, why it's so difficult to bust up these operations and why when we do these, you don't see 15, 20 people being rescued, right? And why we do this even if it's for the one, right? So right now, there's apps out there. If you want to purchase sex from a trafficked person, you would call a number or go on the website. That website would get answered by a person in a different country. That person in a different country would call the handler here and arrange for the meeting with the sex worker. So it isn't like, 1980s or the old school where, these people were all connected. This stuff goes international across the country, and that makes the operations that much more sophisticated. Now, our folks are always still monitoring a lot of these websites and these ads to see if there are people who are being trafficked or juveniles. But again, the sophistication in which these folks are doing now is making our operations that much more difficult.
And so those are the apps being used even in your sting, or are you talking just in general, like the sex trafficking that's going on?
The apps that we use and in the sting. Yep. So basically there's these apps where people will go advertise their services and people will go to want to purchase them. And there's multiple apps, and some of them are a little bit more sophisticated than others.
Are they all arranging to meet at hotels generally, or are they private residences?
It all depends. Yep. So we, a couple weeks ago, we partnered with the Polk County Sheriff's Office, where our folks went down there and worked with them. And we taught them, they taught us. They do a little bit different in terms of where they have people meet, but it's just wherever people want to meet at.
The ones that brought guns, what did they say the reason for that was?
I didn't get a reason for it. Yeah.
But there wasn't, like, in the communication, like, I'm going to bring a bunch of guns or anything?
No,
like that?
no. The only person that said he was going to have a gun in his hand was the guy that got football tackled in the hallway.
And are any of these folks being charged, if they have past felonies, are you getting them on felony possession charges?
Yes, if they did. But I don't think none of them do. And I think only one at this point is being charged federally, and we still have to verify that, but that's the ICE worker.
And he is a civilian employee?
He's a civilian employee.
Any of these guys illegals?
I don't know. I know ICE took custody of a few of them, but we don't have a way to verify someone's status here at the Bloomington Police Department.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks. Okay, yeah.
I'm the one that showed us.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All these envelopes over here, it's like.
Oh, Chief, forgot to ask, any of these guys still in custody, have they been released yet?
We can check. Yeah. All right.
They be in Hennepin County? You guys
Yeah.
have a little jail here.
Yeah, we do. They're not in our jail right now because we can only hold people for 70. Hennepin, yeah. Or the person that got took federal, I don't know if they came and got him. Yeah, so the FBI called about that one. So, Emily, gonna take this picture? Oh. Yeah. All right, thanks, man. What'd you say? Oh, working on that now. Yeah.
Prior to this, were you a fan of that song?
Yes, I was. Yeah, Radiohead.